Today I'm going to be talking about limiting beliefs that people tend to hold about money. And I'm going to share with you some great ways to be able to clear these beliefs so that you can create an abundant mindset for yourself. And this is a great topic, really interesting, so I'm really excited to jump straight into this with you. For the best tips, tools and advice on how to manage your mindset for a calmer and happier, more confident life, please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified every time I post a new video, which is every Friday. I'm Becca Teers, and in my work as a hypnotherapist and mindset management therapist, I've helped many people to really get over and overcome limiting beliefs to do with finances and money. And I've created this video to help you too, to be able to create an abundant mindset for yourself. And please stay tuned right to the end, because at the end I'm going to share with you a special bonus that will help you to reprogram your subconscious to create this abundant mindset so that you can be open to receiving and attracting more wealth and finance into your life. We often put out into the world mixed messages about money. On the one hand, we want to, of course, earn more money. And on the other hand, often there are limiting beliefs that are sitting in our subconscious mind that we may or may not be aware of, that actually stop us from attracting money and from doing the things that would help us to achieve our financial goals. So I'm just going to go through some of the limiting beliefs that I have heard and come across and just see if any of these resonate with you. Here's the big one. The first one is money is the root of all evil. Money creates problems. Wealthy people are greedy, or they're selfish, or wealthy people are lonely and unhappy. To be wealthy, it will take too much work and take too much away from me, my relationships, my health, etc. If you make money, people will only take it away from you. Or if I make money, I'll only have to pay it all in taxes. I'm too old to get wealthy or rich. I'm too young to get rich. Money just isn't that important to me. You can't have what you want. You should be happy with what you have already. It's wrong or greedy or bad to want more. We have to struggle to get by. Life is a struggle just to pay the bills. If I earn more, someone somewhere else will have less. People only need enough to get by. You can't be spiritual and be wealthy or rich. If you're not born rich, the chances are that you will not be wealthy. So do you recognise any of these limiting beliefs about money? So how do limiting beliefs form? Well, I've talked about limiting beliefs quite a lot in my other videos, but they really tend to be created when we're very young. When we're born, the subconscious mind is open and is a bit like a sponge, and it absorbs all of the messages that it gets from things that people say around you when you're little, or behaviours of parents or family or friends, things that you've experienced and things that you see and take in. So the subconscious is really, as I say, like a sponge, and it really takes in all of these beliefs that often aren't your beliefs at all. So limiting beliefs form when we're quite young. The conscious mind, which is our critical, rational part of the mind, really doesn't start forming until we're about 6 or 7, and then isn't formed properly until we're in our early teens. So the subconscious holds on to these limiting beliefs. So money blocks and limiting beliefs around money affect us because, of course, on the one hand, we might have financial goals. We want to earn more. We want to have a better lifestyle. We want to buy different things. Maybe we want to go on better holidays. We want to take care of the people that we love and care about financially. And we want to be financially free, which is most people's, ultimate goal, because that is that freedom and to be able to have the choice to live your life as you want to live it. So on the one hand, we want all of that, but on the other hand, these limiting beliefs can stop us. They can really make us sabotage ourselves, really, or put out that wrong message out into the world about the fact that we do want money, but then if we believe it's wrong or we have these limiting beliefs around money, then we stop ourselves. So really the first tip and the first way to clear these limiting beliefs is to become aware of them. So if you've got limiting beliefs around money, it's a bit like going through life sort of driving with one foot on the accelerator and the other foot on the brake, or driving with one foot on the accelerator and just constantly having the handbrake on. It's like you're going for something consciously in your life for your goals, but you've got that unconscious, subconscious belief there that's just sort of slowing you down or stopping you. And so I'm really curious about you as well. So have you suffered from money blocks? And if so, just let me know in the boxes below. Just comment and let me know how you dealt with that money block. Did you identify it and change it? Did you realise where it came from? So just comment in the boxes below. So the first thing to do to clear a money block or a limiting belief around money is to identify it. So do this as a written exercise and look at patterns in your life that you would like to change around money. So maybe you don't keep hold of money, maybe you earn it but it goes out as quickly as it comes in. Maybe you feel that you don't ask or don't earn enough money for the job that you do or the business that you have. So look at the patterns that you have around money that you would like to change, and then write those down, and then identify the belief, the limiting belief that you think is causing you to have those patterns. So really look at what that belief would be, and then you can start to think about, where did that belief come from? So you look at where it comes from. So say, for example, if it's the first example where you don't keep money, it comes in and it goes out, there may be some sort of belief there about wealthy people being wrong or being greedy, or it's wrong to have money sitting aside. You just need to have as much as you need to get by. That might be the belief. So you might remember a parent saying that, or you might remember hearing it from somebody around you when you're younger. Or if it's that you don't ask for enough money for the job that you do, it might be a belief around you have to struggle. We have to struggle to just pay the bills. We have to struggle to get by. And you might remember, maybe it was a parent, maybe it was when you were growing up, that was what you experienced your parents going through. So look at where these limiting beliefs come from, and just identify where they come from. And it's not about blaming anybody, it's just about looking at when they started to be able to start to change them and to get rid of them and change them for something more positive. So the next thing to do to be able to clear this money block is to challenge it. So think about the belief that you have. So if it's the belief, for example, wealthy people are unhappy and lonely, just challenge that. Name some well-known people that are wealthy that you know of, that are happy and are surrounded by family, friends and loved ones. If it's you have to be rich in the first place to be wealthy, then challenge that by reading some of the many inspiring rags to riches stories of people that came from poor roots and really have succeeded and now live a comfortable, wealthy lifestyle. If the belief is, I'm too old to succeed or to be financially wealthy, think about Colonel Sanders, who was 65 and newly retired when he started one of the most successful franchises in the world, KFC. Think about Vera Wang, who actually dreamed of being a famous figure skater, but that didn't work out. So she entered the fashion industry in her 40s and is now extremely successful, respected and wealthy as a fashion designer. Think about Laura Ingalls Wilder, who's an author and she's the creator of Little House on the Prairie. Now, she didn't publish her first book until she was 65 years of age. So the next part of clearing a money block or limiting belief around money is to create an alternative positive belief. Now, often it can just be the opposite of the limiting belief. So for an example, if the belief was money creates problems, you could say, money creates choice, freedom, and happiness in my life. If the belief was to be that wealthy people are greedy and selfish, it could be many wealthy people are very generous and help others. If the belief is I struggle, I have to struggle, I feel bad asking for more money, or if it's I don't deserve to earn a good wage, you could say I give great value and service and I deserve to earn good money in return. So it's about looking at that limiting belief and challenging it, and then creating an alternative positive belief, which then becomes your affirmation or your statement of power. And I would read through those affirmations every day with feeling, so really feeling and believing as you read through it each day. And sometimes, it's quite good to just put it somewhere where you can see it often, so in your workspace or maybe in your purse or something like that. But really use these affirmations because they will create new alternative beliefs in your subconscious and your conscious mind. So the next stage in clearing this money block and to really having a more abundant mindset is to have goals. So to create goals for your financial future. So I would create short term, perhaps a year, a goal for the next year, mid-term, so say 5 years, and long term, 10 years. And I would create those goals as to what you want to earn in those time frames. And when you're creating those goals, write them down. And when you're creating them, think about the purpose that you want to attract that abundance into your life, that particular figure. What do you want to spend it on? So maybe you want to earn a certain amount so that you can support your children at university, or maybe you want to move house and have more security. Maybe you want to travel. Just think about the actual purpose and reason that you want to earn this amount of money and write that down too. So the next thing to do to create an abundant mindset is to use visualization. I've talked about visualization in other videos, and it's such a powerful tool that we all have at our disposal. Now, what you would do is you would look at your goals and the purpose for your goals that you've written down, and you would close your eyes and you would visualize having already actualized these goals and having what you wanted to have, so the purpose for those goals, and really visualizing that. And when you're picturing or imagining a desired result being already actualized, this tricks the subconscious mind into believing that you've already achieved the outcome. So this powerful part of the mind doesn't differentiate between fantasy and reality. And this is the reason that it can still hold so many thought patterns that were picked up in childhood, even though they're probably totally outdated and often limiting and unhelpful to us now. But because it doesn't recognise or differentiate between fantasy and reality, if you visualise something as already coming true, so already having the outcome, it will actually work day and night to close the gap between where you are now and where you want to be. And what I mean by that is that your subconscious mind will start opening up your consciousness to opportunities and ideas that when you take them, your life will start to change. And so I talk about this in my book, 7 Habits to Unleash Your Full Potential and Get the Life That You Want. And I talk about something called the Reticular Activating System, or RAS, and it's a bit like a sat-nav in a car. So by visualizing your goals as already actualized, you're almost sort of like programming in to your car your destination. And of course then the sat-nav just helps you by showing you the way. So often you may not know exactly how you're going to achieve your financial goals, but by having those goals and having the purpose for those goals and visualizing having already actualized those goals, you're actually programming in to this reticular activating system in your mind, and it will start to show opportunities and ideas of how to get there. And the next thing to do to create your abundant money mindset is to practice gratitude. And again, I've talked about this on other videos as well, but by being grateful and thankful for what you already have, you're focusing on the good that you've already got. So you're not thinking about what you're lacking, you're thinking about what you've got. And that is so good for the mood. Obviously, it creates a more sort of happy, contented mindset, but it also creates a focus on the good, and means that you will then attract more of that into your life. So if you think about the small things, small and big things that you're grateful for in your life, it creates an abundant sort of mindset. So again, practice gratitude. Write 5 things that you're grateful for every single day. The next tip to creating an abundant mindset is to read books. So there are so many good books out there to manifest and to clear money blocks, and to think in a more abundant way. So one of my favourites is this book by Denise Duffield-Thomas, and she runs something called the Money Boot Camp as well, which is also really, really good. And then there's Rich Dad Poor Dad, this classic, Think and Grow Rich. There's The Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by Harv, Eker. And I like Jen Sincero. She's written a book called You're a Badass, and a few other books as well. So I'll link those books below. But there are so many great books to read to just really inspire and motivate you, and to change that mindset into an abundant one. So yeah, reading is great too. And the next thing is to use hypnosis. Now, obviously, I love hypnosis. Hypnosis is one of the main things that I do with clients. And what hypnosis, how it works is it goes straight to the subconscious, and it can really rewire and reprogram sort of faulty, outdated, limiting beliefs right there in the subconscious. So there are great websites that sell downloads and audio MP3s, all to do with money and finance and your money mindset. And I've also created a powerful MP3 that's all about wiring your mindset for abundance. So if you'd like a copy of this, please click the link in the description below and you'll get your copy. I really hope you liked this video and it gave you some ideas on how to clear your own money blocks and move forward with an abundant mindset. And if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, give it a like, and consider subscribing to my channel. If you subscribe and support my channel, it gets shown to more people, so it can help more people as well. Also, share this with anyone that you think would get benefit too. And in my next video, next week, I'm going to be talking about perfectionism and how it's linked to procrastination. So please subscribe so that you can watch this video, and I'll be talking about some great tips to overcome these 2 limiting behaviours as well. And thanks so much for watching and spending your time with me. Here are a couple of other videos that you may also find interesting. And in the meantime, before I see you again, please take good care of yourself and see you in the next video.